All right. So as the title says, as the thumbnail shows, we got some pieces of news to go over. Starting off, Ilia got active on Twitter. Said, of course, the award for the best knockout of the year in 2026 will also be mine. We're just responding to this, but that's not really relevant. Let's get into his replies. Someone goes, "Hi, bro. When do you think you'll fight again?" He goes, "April, June." He says, another person says, "Armin." He goes, "The winner of Patty and Justin." And then a little addition, Islam submits. He goes, "Not even in his dreams. He's bad even at dreaming." So, of course, let's focus on these parts right here. April, June. He says he will be returning in April or June. So, I mean, that gives us a few options. We have April, Miami, which is very ironic and pretty funny. That would be nice, but I think it's too early for Patty and Gaethje, whoever wins that. I'm sure Gaethje would do it, but I don't think Patty, because Patty does a big weight cut. We know he fucking balloons to 200 pounds. There's that one picture of him with the Molly McCann at that baseball game. He's like fucking just leaking and melting everywhere. Yeah, so I don't think he's going to be able to do that. Even in May, I think Justin maybe, but because Justin's a badass, Justin Gaethje. I don't know if he cuts that much weight. He's a pretty thick guy, but I don't know. I don't even know if he'll do that. Especially for Undisputed, he needs a bigger camp, because I don't mean you have to jump right back into camp basically after you win. And that card is April 11th. But I would love to see Ilia in Miami, because I live in South Florida, so I'm going to be going to that card. May, we don't know where they're going yet. Maybe Japan, but I don't think so. I think Van Cop will be happening in April, or Van Tyler, but I don't think they're going to Japan this year. Maybe later in the year, I don't know. But May, we don't know they're going. Same thing. It might be just too quick of a turnaround. It's going to be May, mid-May. June, you have the White House card, which makes sense. Ilia's expressed some interest to be on the White House card. Of course, Justin Gaethje, he's American. If he wins the interim belt, that's like a no-brainer. Duke Justin versus Ilia. Main event. I mean, they're looking for a headliner. That makes complete sense right there. Maybe if Patty wins, I could see them doing a main event at the White House of Ilia Patty, but maybe they push that back a little bit. And if they have like an international fight week, late June, early July, mid-July, they do that international fight week, Patty Ilia, or they finally take the chance and go to Spain in a stadium show in Madrid or something like that. I think it's like Bernabeu. I don't know, some bullshit, some name what the stadium is. It's a stadium where Real Madrid plays. Maybe they do that. Maybe they take the chance, do that, take that leap. So yeah, I mean, I think that makes sense to do Patty Ilia in Spain and Justin or Ilia versus Justin on the White House card. Those are the two options in my opinion. And I think he obviously knocks out both of them. Knocks out Armin, knocks out anybody at lightweight, even Islam at lightweight. And I think we'll be seeing Ilia at welterweight soon. I think he maybe gets one or two fights in lightweight again. I would love to see him fight the winner of Patty Gaethje, fight Armin, and then maybe fight Max again, because that fight was amazing. I was just watching that fight back a little while ago, a couple weeks ago, and it was just amazing to see. I would love to see that rematch at 155. So, but for now, yeah, Ilia, he's returning good April, June. It'll be 10 to 12 months out, but he's went through some bullshit. So they try to get him in January versus Patty for 324, but that shit ain't work. So on to the next piece of news, as you saw in the thumbnail. Conor McGregor and Jorge Masvidal. Why the fuck are those guys together? It's because Jorge Masvidal teased some very big fight at the White House. He says he can't really say too much, but I am training for something big, something very big. I have fight news coming soon, and it's very big news. I can't deny or confirm if it's McGregor. I'm Trump's favorite fighter. Just remember that at all times. I can't deny or confirm any of that right now, but hopefully soon I can, maybe in 10 days or something like that. First off, Conor McGregor said he's down to fight anybody after Dana White said he will not be fighting Michael Chandler because that shit is old, and that's 2 years. That's a couple years ago. That's not now. So we need an opponent for Conor McGregor. And I know they're thinking about Nate Diaz, but I don't know if the UFC is gonna do Nate Diaz 3. So I think this makes sense. Let's see what people in the comments are saying. Match Conor star power and is washed enough for exactly. It makes sense. I think it's better because if you give Conor, because this is what happened at welterweight. of course. So if you give Conor a active welterweight, it has to be a big name. And like, who are you gonna give him in the welterweight division? That's a big name. Kevin Holland? Like, I don't fucking know. There's not really anyone else. And if you give him a ring guy, they're probably gonna beat him. He hasn't fought in 5 years. So I think this makes sense. They're both washed. They're both older. And Conor McGregor looks like he's in fighting shape. He had his whole revelation or whatever, epiphany with God a while ago. He looks like he's in good spirits. Looks like he's ready to fight. And Masvidal, he said he'd been wanting to fight Leon. I know that. He's been teasing a comeback for a while. I remember I met him in Miami last year, April 3/14, and he was blobbed up. He was just jiggling around everywhere. Cool guy, though. So this would be cool to see. I think it would be a good striking battle. Nice little fun match, and it makes sense for the White House card. And also the 10 days. Let's talk about that. So Dana White, not too long ago, said, it was a few days ago, he said he's going to be working the White House card after 324, I think. He might have said after 325, which is only a week later. So if it's after 324, that 10 days kind of lines up with him saying that. With him saying after 324. After 325, not really. But after 324, yes. Because I know he said in February, but February, that's a little before February. But if it's after 324, it makes sense. And Dana owes us after that bullshit on Tuesday with the Izzy Piper situation. Obviously a great fight, but we were expecting something huge. And you don't really make an announcement for that fight, I feel. Like a whole live. And it was still bullshit. It was probably his worst live ever. Cut out midway, no hype, terrible fights, edged us the whole time. So I think this is it makes sense, and I think we should get this. Maybe they announce it soon. We'll see. Lastly, the last thing to go over is Josh Emmett versus Kevin Vallejos, headlining the new Meta Apex March 14th. I don't know why Kevin Vallejos is in the Apex after what he's done last year. I don't know if his first fight was in the Apex or not. His debut, but I know the second one against Danny Silva was, and then his third against Giga Chikadze. Gets a crazy spinning back fist knockout, nasty, lethal knockout, and then they put him back in the Apex. Like, come on. Especially against Josh Emmett, this could be a fun fight. I think it's going to be like Ilia Emmett 2.0 because Kevin Vallejos has very, very good boxing fundamentals. He's been compared to Ilia in terms of his stance and his rhythm when he's striking, when he's boxing. I think he's gonna be faster. He's gonna be more skilled than Emmett. I think he's gonna beat on him for 5 rounds. I don't think he'll finish Emmett. Emmett is hard to get out of there, but I mean, I like this fight. It makes sense. It's a good step up from Giga. Maybe I was thinking maybe him against Pitbull as well, but him or Emmett. I think Pitbull or Emmett would be perfect because you throw him into that top like 10 range right now. I think Gene Silva's number 10. It doesn't really make sense to give him a Gene Silva or a Steve Garcia at 8. Whoever's number 9. I think this is perfect. Then you give him a bigger step up into that top 10. So yeah, I like the fight, but just not at the Apex. But this might have the 1,000 fans because the Meta Apex now will have 1,000 seats. I don't know when they're going to be done with that. I think they're going to be done with it by the Zuffa boxing date next week. So a week from today, Friday. So yeah, let me know what you think about these news. Ilia's return, Jorge Masvidal versus Conor McGregor, and Josh Emmett versus Kevin Vallejos. I'll see you in the next vid tomorrow.